Well, I have successfully avoided the week of accompanied prayer on numerous occasions, including in my own parish. For those who aren't familiar with it, the week of accompanied prayer is a way of going on a retreat whilst continuing your everyday life. The team will come to a parish or deanery for 1 week and set up in a church. Participants are paired with an experienced prayer accompanier and meet with them confidentially for half an hour each day, Monday to Friday. They must also be prepared to spend half an hour at home in prayer, following guided activities which they and their accompanier will have discussed and decided upon. It's an opportunity to have somebody to walk beside you for a spell, helping you to deepen your prayer life in whatever way you need. Opening and closing worship at the beginning and end of the week sets the tone and binds all the individual meetings in one overarching purpose. Personal prayer is such a sensitive area, isn't it? Even the term prayer life makes me feel instantly inadequate. Do I really have one of those? I'm sure everyone else does. I'm sure everyone around me is holier than I am, better at prayer, completely in touch with God. Actually, I think many of us feel like that. If that's not the case, then I'm embarrassed. But really, it's easy to feel inadequate. And the very thought of exposing your inadequacies, even to a stranger, is very daunting indeed. But the problem was, I did need some help. Over many years as a Christian, I've come to understand that I'm drawn to a quiet, contemplative style of prayer. That's where I feel closest to God. I'm more comfortable when there are fewer words. I think I may be spiritually, as well as physically, quite hard of hearing. I need to listen hard and dive deep. And to do that, I need stillness and space in my head. But personal tragedy and years of a frantically crammed work, home and church life had put my brain in a very busy place, which was almost impossible to turn off. What was a coping strategy, a very effective one, had become a habit. I found it almost impossible to be properly still inside my head, and certainly to achieve that in the space of the normal amount of prayer time available to most of us in a busy day. I was mostly just hovering around a fairly superficial level in which I rabbited at God, and he probably thought, yes, I already know all that. I need you to listen. 2 friends separately gave me some material which was all about stilling practices based on Eastern meditational methods. It wasn't completely new to me, but I guess the time was right. In a new stage of my life and with a bit more time available, I had begun to try to get to grips with this seriously. And the writings of Anthony DeMeo and Ian Adams were helping a lot. And then along came another week of accompanied prayer. This time it was harder to avoid, and with great trepidation I signed up. I'm so glad I did. I was in the company of a wide range of participants, including several clergy, and it was first of all immensely reassuring to know that prayer accompaniment can be of benefit to everyone, however sorted they seem to be. I have no idea what their conversations were about, and they don't know about mine until now. But we all had a sense of being part of something special. In a completely confidential and peaceful setting, my own one-to-one prayer accompanier listened to me and began to gently walk alongside me, picking up exactly where I was. She built on what I was already doing. She gave me some really helpful suggestions and resources, gave me little taster sessions and activities to try at home and talk about the next day. She was firm with me as well. I need to be less Martha and find my inner Mary. I have been amazed at how with this help and reassurance, the stilling has gradually become much easier to achieve, though I confess I do sometimes fall asleep. So it was practically very helpful, But above all, I was affirmed. I was made to feel that all my strugglings and striving are not inadequate at all, but in fact wonderful and very precious to God. I felt treasured, and that will stay with me for a very long time. For me, when I can find that still place, it's like coming home. It's where I find peace and can just rest in the company of God, whether in great joy or great sadness, and feel his arms around me. This in turn recharges my batteries and gives me the strength and confidence to step out on the journey and do things like embarrassing myself in front of a whole load of people at Synod.